Hey y'all, I'm back with some Dougherty Dozen drama. It's This is unrelated. It is so hard for me to read their name right. Petition to change their name to Dougherty Dozen. Anyone? Any takers on that? Okay, no. Moving on. So there is something going on behind the scenes over in Lushy land. As you can see here, the eldest, Alex, who is an adult now, so I don't mind saying his name, he's very public online. He is missing now from the family photo. She's changed her title that she gives herself on her videos from 11 kids to 10 kids. So, like I said, something is definitely up over there. Now, of course, our young man Alex, like I said, he's a recent adult. He turned 18 last year. So I think he's just turned 19 recently or is about to. I don't keep track of their birthdays. But anyhow, our boy seems to be out of the picture, quite literally. And digging further into the channel, not only has the banner changed, but the about has changed. The list of children has changed, and Alex is off the list. So, he's been pretty heavily featured. Even as an adult, he was definitely still visible on the channel. So, it's not just that he's an adult. He was visible as an adult on the channel, even past this point where she was posting about his 18th birthday. This was quite some time ago, so it's been just now that he's being erased from the channel. So it's not that he's just now an adult. It's taken about a year to get to this point, so it's not just that he's now an adult. He's been an adult for a little bit. Now, it's certainly possible that he is asked to no longer be featured in their content. However, he's certainly out to capitalize on his notoriety as a Dougherty child on his own social medias. So I don't think that's the reason either. So I think there's something else going on here. I think it's possible that Alicia has chosen to distance the family account from Alex based on his behavior on his own socials. He's definitely been a little messy in the love life department. Part of that being, again, because he's very public about who he is online and is pretty much acting about how you would expect a fresh adult with a bunch of newfound freedom to act when they've been raised as the subject of a popular social media account. He didn't have his privacy as a child respected online. Why would he keep any privacy of his own as an adult? Of course he's not. Especially in these times when you're, kind of in that in-between stage, really, when you're 18, 19 years old. You're an adult, but you're learning how to be an adult. And naturally, a lot of people that age are very messy in their relationships, their romantic relationships, that is. And Alex is no exception. So it is possible that Alicia has chosen to distance the family account from that messy behavior. This is not something that she's unaccustomed to doing. Erasing a child from an account when they're sort of out of favor or the behavior, the situation, what have you, doesn't match up with the image she wants to portray. So at one point, there were actually 12 children. There was one that moved out, was, removed whatever from the home. I'm not going to get into that because I don't think that child is an adult yet, technically. But this information is easily found. These are comments on one of Dougherty Dozen's own TikToks in regard to that situation. It seems like we have the same sort of situation here happening with Alex being removed from the photos, removed from the list, basically removed from the Dougherty Dozen social media. It wouldn't be the first time that she's literally scrubbed a kid. Those of you who do remember this situation with the child in question here, the 12th, will remember her literally painting over that child's name when she moved out on the mural that was on the wall. Like she was just never there. And I don't know about y'all, but as a parent, my children could be middle-aged and long moved out. I would still refer to them as my children. It doesn't matter how old they get or what they go on to do. I would still refer to myself as a mother of two. I find it a little strange. It has been suggested in a lot of the online communities that follow Alicia's antics that this erasure is being done at the suggestion of her management company, which really wouldn't surprise me at all. That seems very on brand. Again, Alex is being very messy, especially in his love life. Let's distance from that. Let's get him off. He's an adult anyway. He's not one of the kids, so let's just take him off and we'll pretend like he's just not part of the family anymore. Now, I don't have any siblings, but I'm long grown, and if my mom was going around referring to herself as a mother of none or mother of zero or I don't have any children, I would feel absolutely crushed. In my mid-40s, I would feel absolutely crushed by that. But here we are. Now, as usual with the Doughertys, all of this drama and speculation and what have you is all sort of hidden behind the scenes. She never really comes out and addresses any of this in her videos. That's not her brand. That's not her style. For the most part, that's worked out great for her up until recently. But I think as people begin to catch on and as she still continues to act like everything is just perfectly great, the views are going down, people are getting fed up, and this is definitely starting to reflect in her grocery hauls. So you can see recently, these are from a month ago, we're looking at in the $2,000 to $3,000 range for a typical Alicia Dougherty grocery haul. Notably, the videos are a little over an hour, a little under an hour. She tends to average about an hour or so on those videos. These are just from a month ago, and even at this point, this is down from what we've seen of her in the past, a couple years ago, a year ago. Her most recent one is even lower. It's still, I would argue, possibly unreasonable. What I do think is interesting is even at about a half to a third of the spending she would typically do, we're still looking at about the same amount of time. So she's either trying to pad this content way out, or she's just spending the same amount of time dithering around a store, touching everything. Spoiler alert, it's the second one. She's spending the same amount of time just dithering around the store, touching everything. So this is a clip from that most recent shopping haul that came in at about $1,000. She is buying this very adult woman dress. Everything about this screams the Mrs. section. She decides that she wants to get one of the girls the same dress. They don't have it in the girls section. What does she do?
There's honestly a top designer that should probably sue them for selling this. I'm not saying nothing. Okay, I just glanced over the girls section because sometimes they have matching-ish ones, but they didn't. I'm gonna get Brie one though.
Yes, what every teenage girl wants. A dowdy church lady dress to match her middle-aged mom.
Okay, now we're ready.
So the carts are interesting here. They are not nearly as full as a typical Lushy haul. She still does 3 carts, but realistically, this could have been 2 carts, maybe a cart and a half. Possibly even 1 if she'd really, packed it in there strategically.
Ready. Okay, we're all checked out. I got the carts right there. I'm going to drive up and load it in. It looks warm. It really looks warm. It's not though. Alright, here is my 15-passenger van that spent 3 hours at and I'm gonna put groceries away.
So all the groceries here in the bags, that's what she's brought home. Look at the state of the shelves. money is clearly down. She's spending less. If you dig through the channel from a couple years ago, dig through her TikTok views from a couple years ago to now, views are definitely going down. Like I said, it's slow, but people are catching on to this nonsense. And yet she still has this amount of food hoarded at home for these kids and still needed to go spend $1,000 at the grocery store. Look at the shelves. There's not even room to put this away. How many pudding cups, how many Pop-Tarts, how many of whatever all of these snack things are, can 11 kids eat in a week, a couple weeks, a month even, before some of these things start to get stale, expire, etc.? You know, just because it's shelf stable doesn't mean it lasts forever. Even with 11, well, 10, excuse me, I'm used to saying 11, but with 10 kids at home, even so, how much of this are they plowing through, realistically? Even if they're just free reign, eating it to their heart's content, how much can they realistically get through?
And there's a random booster seat because I'm washing the pad on it. Kids are playing basketball on the other side of the garage, so I'll just apologize for, you know, that random noise. This is our garage food storage area where we keep the food, obviously.
1, 2, 3 refrigerators, freezers, 4. This is not counting the food that's inside. Really soak it in. How much food she has hoarded up in this house. Seriously, if this was rice and beans and canned staples, things like that, or, you know, dried foods, things that you could live off of, say, if the apocalypse comes, I would think she was doomsday prepping, but it's all snacks. So seeing this nonsense was about the most interesting part of that shopping haul of hers. But we are going to take a look now at the stir-fry bar. I don't have high hopes as usual, but I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and see it through, see what she comes up with for a stir-fry bar.
Hi everyone, it's Alicia with the Dougherty Dozen and welcome to Tuesday tutorial. Today we are making a stir-fry bar for my family of 13. This is one of our frequently requested meals, pretty much liked by everyone. We're going to grill up some sirloin steak tips that we got at Walmart. I've got 2 of the family packs, which is 10 pounds of steak. We're also going to cut up some chicken breast. Got 5.5 pounds of chicken breast, and we'll cut that in strips just like the steak.
15 pounds plus of meat. We've got over 15 pounds of meat. So even if all 11 children are eating at home, that's 13 people. That's well over a pound of meat per person. This is far more than twice as much meat as is needed, especially when you consider the ages of some of these kids. Oh my God.
I love Walmart because it like pre-cuts the steak for you.
Pre-cuts the steak. What do you think steak tips are, first of all? And second of all, typically the more cut up the little pieces of meat are in the package, the higher the likelihood that you're not getting the best of the best on that. But whatever, carry on with your 15 plus pounds of meat.
I cut up some peppers, onions. I've already got mushrooms. We're gonna cook all this on the Blackstone, but the broccoli, I personally like the consistency of it when it's roasted, so we're gonna roast it.
So far, our stir fry is going to consist of grilled meat on the Blackstone and roasted broccoli. Okay, sure, fine, whatever. Why not?
And
words don't mean anything. Who cares?
No, you can't. Anyways, I've already got the rice going in the rice maker. I'm doing, I think it was 6 cups of white rice. Nana got me this rice maker. It gets used a lot.
6 cups of dry rice or 6 cups of rice yield when it's cooked? I doubt she means 6 cups yield when it's cooked. We've got like 15 pounds of meat here. But also, 1 cup of dry rice yields about 3 cups of cooked rice. Typically, if you're just talking about like plain medium grain white rice, which is what I'm sure she's making, you know, just that bag of rice at the grocery store that just is rice. About 1 cup dry gets you about 3 cups cooked, give or take, maybe, you know, 1/4 cup here and there. So 6 cups of rice would yield about 18 cups of rice cooked, which sounds about right for 15 pounds of meat, but also is a lot of rice per person. But whatever.
Okay, I'm just gonna break up like the really big ones, really big pieces.
I'm assuming she wants leftovers because, like, there's going to be leftovers.
Chickens or rabbit will eat that. Okay, got some EVOO. Salt. And I'm gonna put this in the top shelf rack, whatever it's called, of the oven at 425. Top shelf broccoli. Now I hate the smell of broccoli roasting, but love the taste of it. I'm gonna open the window a little bit. All right, let's not use that anymore.
Yeah, no, good call, Lush.
Let's cut up our veggies.
Good grief.
These are from last week, so we're just gonna have to cut out any imperfections. The chickens will eat it. They're really good garbage disposals. We'll also eat this part.
Just admit that your cutting boards aren't clean and get a new one. I'm sure you can work it into the $1,000 budget still.
2 hours later.
Normally, when I make this meal, I pretty much cook everything with soy sauce. However, I've been having random allergic reactions. Trying to get to the bottom of that with doctors and such. So I'm going to leave the soy sauce separate just in case that is the trigger, because I do love soy sauce. I do eat it a lot. That could be it. I don't know. But this is really good if you cook everything in soy sauce. I have reacted to sake, scallops before. Oh, that Costco. What was it I got? It was like a ramen bowl or something at Costco. That gave me an allergic reaction. So it very well could be along the lines of. Oh, and I also can't eat Chinese food because it makes me sick. Well, it's probably something. That's probably it.
Yeah, it couldn't be the pounds of sugar and gallons of coffee. I'm sure that's not contributing to anything.
Soy sauce supplement.
That certainly isn't causing
That's
any
a tongue twister.
gastrointestinal
Look it up,
distress.
James. Soy sauce. What can you substitute for soy sauce? Probably nothing. Probably just salt. Oil and salt.
Sure, why not? Just salt. Don't look into it. Don't explore any other spices or seasonings.
Everything good. We just learned everything good.
It's salty, just use salt.
Okay, we got our peppers, and then
3 weeks later.
I guess none of these veggies are getting washed.
2,000 years later.
I feel like I've been watching her chop vegetables for like a week.
One eternity later.
Actually, I'm gonna go start up the Blackstone real quick. Slight problem. I went to start the Blackstone and there's no propane attached to it. So give me a few minutes.
Cool, great. Good thing that broccoli's already cooking. It's gonna be decimated by the time the rest of this stuff is together. Yeah. Already done. Haven't even started anything else.
That broccoli down. That was a little too high. I found propane. I got it going. However, I don't know how much is in the tank, so we gotta get cooking fast. Here we go. Here we go. These are already pre-cut. I love you, Walmart, for that. Yeah, we're gonna season everything in here. Lightly seasoned, I guess, tonight.
Look, I'm not even gonna get into the whole meat washing thing because, you know, that's a fierce debate that I am not interested in. I wash my meat, but, you know, y'all do what you want. I understand why some people don't. However, are we not going to wash the vegetables? The mushrooms? At least dust them off? You know how mushrooms are grown, right? Wash your veggies, folks. That's great that we're using the same cutting board that we grind the knife into. There is a reason in food service that they use separate cutting boards for meat and veg. And yeah, most people at home, I understand, don't do that. But if she's cooking 15 pounds of meat, all of these vegetables, she's regularly cooking for a dozen or so people, you're almost on a food service level at that point, and you're going to run into the cross-contamination issues because of that volume at some point. Just, you have multiple cutting boards. Designate one for meat and one for veg. Honestly, I do that at home. I understand that that is not practical or even on the radar of most people in their home kitchen, but it's worth a thought, especially if you're preparing meat on this level. Just have a separate cutting board for that. The amount of cutting of meat that she's doing, it's really just best if the board she's doing that on is just for that. But whatever. Not my kitchen, not my salmonella.
Alright, I'm just cutting these in strips. Debating if I want to cut them smaller than that, because these are pretty thick pieces. Yeah, I'm gonna cut these.
That's still a huge piece.
My kids
for
do
stir
not
fry.
like
I guess we've got to match the steak that is
this
in like these
veiny
big
piece
strips.
on the end of chicken breasts.
Oh, good grief. Get a bigger cutting board. Get a platter to put this on. Something. Slop chicken around the counter. Whatever. Not my kitchen. Not my E. coli.
I got seasonal.
Stir fry, folks. I guess this is our soy sauce replacement. Lori's seasoned salt. Oh, just dump it on. Don't use the sprinkled part.
Here, Bubba.
Dump it on.
I have nothing for you, but I'll pretend I do. Bubba.
Basically salt and a little bit of whatever. Oh my.
What's up? What? Nothing's happening out
I
here.
guess at least it's
Nothing to
seasoned
see.
with something. Good grief.
All right, garlic powder, onion powder, seasonal.
Holy sodium
a little bit of
cramps.
pepper. Hi, how about I'm supposed to be doing my vegetables at the same time, but...
No one's gonna eat those anyway. Why pretend? I'm sure the chickens don't care if they're seasoned. Yeah, we're not washing a vegetable. We're not brushing a bit of fertilizer off of the mushrooms. Not a bit. Just, that's fine. Dirty vegetables. Giant meat chunks. Stir fry night! Yay! Thanks, Mom. Roasted broccoli. Put it all on the Blackstone. Why is this called stir fry? Why is this just...
And just a dash
just
of
call
nutmeg.
it... I don't know. I don't know what to call it. Meat and rice night. Grilled meat night. Just...
I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not carrots. It works. You guys told me that trick. I don't understand why it works, but it does. Or maybe Josh told me that trick. That if you think you're gonna sneeze and you say carrots, you don't sneeze. Why is
Ma'am.
Okay.
Good Lord.
Oh yeah.
Why are you... Why?
So
Why
we're
are we
at
like
15
this?
pounds of meat. Yeah, that's about right for us.
Is
We always
it?
hope to have leftovers for lunches.
Well, you're gonna.
Does it happen? I don't know.
I'd say at least 7
Okay.
pounds worth.
I'm going to
If
start
not,
with the veggies.
quite a bit more. Whatever,
Broccoli,
just...
actually. Platters for my meats. I'm going to put the veggies right back in these. Well, let's go on the deck. Oh yeah! Roasted broccoli.
Yeah, better let that get cold while we
forgot
cook
to
everything
say
else.
We have oil. Oh, here. Canola oil.
No, we only have giant chunks of chicken to cook. Let's throw the veg on first.
Okay, I will come see you in a minute. Chill out.
Guess we gotta let that get cold with the broccoli while we wait on the meat. Maybe if you did a reasonable amount of meat, you could fit it all on there. It's fine. But whatever. Alright, I hear the frying. When does the stirring begin? Thank you, I guess. Whatever. Bye. Okay, I guess we've got like 15 more minutes of this left because she's just gonna show us the cooking in real time. I'll, I guess, edit because she won't. See y'all in a bit. It's a tutorial. Tell us anything about the doneness you're looking for. No? Okay. Whatever.
Alright, let that cook down for a minute. Almost done with the veggies. So
Ah, yes, the
meats
cook down.
out.
Classic stir fry technique.
No, I think I'll wait and I'll bring the veggies in and I'll bring the meats out. Rice, veggies, meats. Oh, I should get out those tortilla chips. Oh, those things are good.
That perfect stir fry accompaniment.
That we
Tortilla
got
chips.
at BJ's.
Makes sense.
I don't know what they're called. Like
July something. The name is like something July. Again.
Okay, sure. Use your hand for that. What could go wrong? One meat to the next. Whatever. And touch the handle of the Blackstone grill thingy. Fine. Not my Blackstone, not my bacteria. And touch it. Touch your pants. Go inside and touch something. Touch the handle of the tongs. Awesome. Okay, you know, just because your chunks of beef and chicken are the same size-ish, doesn't mean you want them cooked the same time-ish.
It's not the bus. It was Josh. How am I doing, honey? He's usually the Blackstone man.
Looks good.
He had to think about that one. Delayed response, Josh. You're just flipping meat like you would on a grill. It just happens to be on the Blackstone. And the clock is gone, which means she doesn't want us to know what time of day this is actually happening. The other possibility is she's taken the clock down for an adjustment, like she does, and has forgotten to put it back up. You know, one or the other. Typical clock-gate behavior from Lushy. Some things never change. Cold-ass broccoli, cold-ass veg, and way too much meat. What happened to the warming mats to keep everything warm? Did they not work amazing? Was it all just for show and now we don't care anymore?
Ran out of propane. Gotta put on a new tank.
Were they not actually so great?
Bada bing, bada boom. Dinner is done. Bon appetit. Okay, we're having one of those crazy days. Josh walked in the door. I walked out the door to take the kids to activities. I walked in the door from that. Josh walked out the door to a meeting. So I didn't get a chance to show you peppers.
A lot of the chicken left. That's almost like that was a waste of time and money. And the vegetables. That looks like most of the vegetables left, to be honest.
If I made half of that, then it could be a hungry night, and there's not enough food. I'd rather have too much food, and this gets repurposed as leftovers.
Oh, come on. You've never not had leftovers.
So,
Let's not pretend.
That is it. Oh, and I just fed the dogs, so sorry for the background.
You take a recipe for 8
their
and
dinner,
triple
but
it.
thank you for spending time with me and joining us for Tuesday tutorial. You are strong, you are beautiful, you are loved, you belong, and I'm so proud of you. I'll see you next time.
Well, thanks for the affirmations, Lushy. Well, that was the saddest excuse for stir fry I've seen, and I own a book called The Cooking of China, published by Time Life Books in 1968 for white suburban housewives. So, take that for what you will. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.